Cowboys Certified Correct Playbook.
Welcome back to the Delaney Certified Correct Playbook. I hope everybody enjoyed the win against the Atlanta Falcons. The special teams coach, he really cleaned up for those other two fake punts that he did with that flying saucer, spinning frisbee, spinning football disc kick that him and his kicker designed. It was brilliant. It really cleaned up a lot of your mess. And for Mike McCarthy, you know, this is going to be the third game. It's time for you to put your signature and your stamp on the team now, okay? We know there was no training camp, so now that means no more passes. This is week 3. This is the Seattle Seahawks, okay? This game here is going to come down to coaching on both sides. I do want to make one comment about the video that I did put out for the Atlanta win. I did put a video out. For some reason, the NFL put a strike on that particular video. I have a couple of reasons why I think they might have put a strike on that particular video. So you can only see that video outside of the United States. And I can't recreate the video because some of you might know. Some of you guys has been doing YouTube for a while. You probably already know. But for some people that are not familiar with the creators of YouTube, I'm a guy that I do every show that you see. I do everything off the top of the dome. So for me, if a video isn't allowed to be played, then it hurts me bad because I can't go recreate something that I did off the top of the dome. You know what I mean? Because all I do when I do the Delaney Certified Correct Playbook, all I do is point my camera, get my camera ready for the TV. I get my music in the background, and I hit the button on my camera, and it starts recording, and I start talking. And I do everything off the top of the dome. So sorry about the guys that can't see the last video. It was all off the top of the dome. We'll charge that one to the game. Okay, so let's get right into it. What we're going to need here in this Seattle game, Mr. McCarthy, okay, we know there was no preseason. We're putting all the coaches on notice. Mr. Nolan, the special teams coach, I like what I saw from the special teams coach. Let's just not be doing some of those funny things that we were doing. When, you know, like I said earlier, if you're going to do a fake punt, whatever your play is, passing, running, whatever you're doing, you make sure that's going to the left flat or the right flat where the play has a chance, okay? It's time for these football coaches to know now this is week 3, no more preseason. It's time for everybody to put your signature on the team. Mr. Nolan, the defensive coordinator, I want to see your signature. Mr. McCarthy, I want to see your signature. I want this football game to look like when I turn on the Patriots in Seattle and I watch the Seattle and the Patriots go at it, I'm looking at football coaching. See, that's what these younger fans don't understand. I get it. The younger fans, you're all into the players. But Michael Jordan didn't win one title until Phil Jackson got there. And you started seeing some coaching going on. Okay, and when I watch the Patriots in Seattle, I see football coaching going on. I see pulling guards. Okay, I see sweeps. Okay, I see people getting football blocked. Okay, I see zone blitzes. Okay, I see screen plays. And that's what we're about to show you right now. I'm going to try to help you out, Mr. Kellen Moore, because the Seattle Seahawks have a very, very, very aggressive defense. And the Delaney Certified Correct Playbook, we know how to counter offense. We know how to break down aggressive defense. And I'm going to show you how to do that. Okay? So no excuses for anybody. This football coaching is real. This is what's going to be taking place is football coaching. Okay, Mr. Kellen Moore, here's your chance. You're the play caller of the Dallas Cowboys. I'm going to help you out. When you have a big, bad, aggressive defense like the Seattle Seahawks have, you got to know how to neutralize it. And here's how you do it with this screenplay. This will take all that aggressiveness and all that big, bad aggressiveness out of the Seattle Seahawks. You need to run this screenplay twice per quarter, and what it does is it opens up the rest of your play calling like a flower that just bloomed and blossoms. It opens wide open. Now you can start running Ezekiel Elliott off guard, off tackle, off center. You can start doing your play action passes. And then now that you ran it twice in the first quarter, you ran it to the left side of the field in the first quarter. You ran it to the right side of the field in the first quarter. Okay? Now we're playing football. Now I can start calling different formations. I can get my running game going. I can start my play action pass. And then what happens is in the second quarter, right when I see that Seattle defense, they forgot about the play and they get all aggressive. They want to start zone blitzing. They want to start bringing robbers down in the box. Okay. Then in the second quarter, I bust a screenplay out on them again to the right side. Then later in the second quarter, I bust the screenplay open again to the left side. You got to keep it switching both sides of the field. You got to disguise it. There's a way you can disguise it a little bit too, so they won't know, because the way the players line up is you can detect these screenplays sometimes, and then you can use a wide receiver screen in there too sometimes. But long as you do one on the left side, the next one on the right side, keep it going back and forth. Keep this defense on their heels. A defense like Seattle, you have to make them be on their heels. So now, Mr. Kellen Moore, the other way we're gonna stop them from bringing everybody up in the box, trying to make the Dallas Cowboys one-dimensional. You as this offensive play caller, we're not gonna allow them to do that. Now we got these guys on their heels because they don't know when the screenplay is coming anymore. They don't know if it's a wide receiver screen. They don't know if it's a halfback screen, okay? So now that we have the team on their heels, now you get into your play calling, and we're going to do something special. Another thing we haven't seen from the Cowboys in a while. You're going to call plays with the threat of having an audible to go to. So now if they do gang up on you, Prescott can read the defense at the line of scrimmage, something I need to see more of from Dak Prescott. The two things I want to see from Dak Prescott, like I said, his deep ball, I love it. I loved Prescott's deep ball when I first saw him in a preseason game, his first ever preseason game with the Cowboys. When I saw him hit a guy on a 45 to 50 yard post pattern. But what I want to see from Prescott, is what I want to see is a little bit more accuracy from 5 to 20 yards. Okay, I need that ball to be out in front of receivers, and I need that receiver running into the ball, not reaching behind himself. If you could clean that up, Mr. Prescott, then your name is going to get elevated into that $120, $125, $30 million, $130 million contract that you're looking for. And by the way, I think Mr. Jones, for the pandemic that's going on and for what we're talking about, the accuracy not being all the way there, I think Mr. Jerry Jones made you a great offer at $80 million guaranteed, $110 million contract. And the only reason why I'm commenting on it, I usually don't comment on anybody's money, but if you don't know if the season's going to be, if I'm the agent for Prescott and I don't know if we're going to finish this NFL year, and I don't know if they're going to shut the country down next year, which means I don't know if I'm going to have an NFL season next year, then I got to use my brain. I got $80 million guaranteed on the table, which is a very great offer. And Mr. Jones has to look at the pandemic situation too. He made you a great offer. You can have $80 million guaranteed right now. All you got to do is sign your name on the paper. If the season gets shut down, you made your $80 million. Now, if the season gets shut down, you made your 31. You'll never see $80 million if this season and next season gets, shut down. So your agent has to be thinking of those things. Or if you get injured, you will never see $80 million guaranteed. Then you take the contract and show your worth on the field. Then you could have renegotiated the contract in the next 2 years. Once you show your worth, then you could have renegotiated. But that's a little bit off the point of what I was trying to make. That was something I've always wanted to get off my chest right there. That was a good deal. You take that money, guaranteed $80 million, and then you renegotiate 2 years later, and you still get everything you wanted. So I think that's a misplay by you and your agent with the pandemic. Now, if there's no pandemic and no threat of the season getting shut down, okay, well, then you just do regular contract talks and you hold out and do what you're doing now. But with that pandemic, it's a wild card, my friend. See, you should have made me your agent, Mr. Prescott. You would have that $80 million in your pocket. I could have got a nice slice of the pie, and I would have, we would have went back to the table in 2 years, and we would have got you a $135 million contract there. Okay. Now, what was my point? Okay, so yeah. So now we're opening up the play calling. I'm going to show you how to call an audible, something that your prior coaches never showed you how to do. And this way, if you see them bringing robbers up in the box, you can immediately call an audible, which is going to stymie the Seattle's defense and is going to back them up off of you. Because out of this formation, I can empty this backfield that you're seeing with the fullback and the halfback, and I can make this a 5 wide receiver set all of the sudden. And now the coach over in Seattle, he's standing on the sideline. Pete Carroll's like, damn, I wonder who showed those guys how to do that. Now, I'm sure Mr. Jones and Mr. Kellen Moore aren't going to say, well, I was watching the Delaney Certified Correct Playbook, but I'll go ahead and take the credit for that since no one knows him on a large scale. I've seen the Cowboys do that before, but no worries. I basically do this for the fans and supporters of the Dallas Cowboys that have been sick of this last 25 years of mediocrity. So you guys go ahead and get the glory. Maybe one day Mr. Jones or Stephen Jones will get around to sending me my check. And who knows, even Mr. Kellen Moore might say, hey, you know what, man? I'll send him the damn check. He does deserve it. Now, back to what I'm saying. So here we're going to roll this video. This is what we're going to be doing right here. Hold on.
Ran this pump and go 3 or 4 times. Okay, that's what we want. That stretches the safeties, stretches that defense, and then we can keep running downhill and dropping wood to Ezekiel Elliott the way we were doing. Ezekiel Elliott, 122 yards on the ground. This is the formula for success. This is how the I-formation, pro-formation system is ran. We're okay with the wrinkles. I want you to use this as a 5 receiver audible. I see that you guys went ahead and just use it as a 5 wide receiver set. That's how Beasley got hit on this play. When I described it, that we would use this as an audible when we see the 8 and 9 people in the box. Remember how I described it on my last video, when we would see this safety come up, then that's where Prescott would say 395. Easy, 395. That's because that's the alert. You got 8 people in the box. You switch to this. They didn't really do that on the audible, but what they did do is they saw the play. The Cowboys see that it's a great design, and then that's how we hit Beasley on that fourth quarter slant in out of the 5 wide receiver set. You can use it for that, but just remember that the way you ran that to Beasley, remember the way you got that set up, because you can audible from this to this, and you can put Ezekiel Elliott and let Zeke run that. Zeke can come out of his position here, line up there, and he can run it out of that 5 wide receiver set, which gives the message to the defense that we want you not putting 8 and 9 people in the box. We will audible to 5 wide receivers. That's the best thing. That's the best little armor that the Cowboys could have in their toolbox for when these teams want to gang up on our I-formation with 8 and 9 people in the box by bringing up this robber. Okay, now we'll do this to you at the line of scrimmage. Prescott, you see 14 seconds, 15 seconds on that play clock. You see 9 people in the box because they brought down that robber. You got time to go ahead and say, easy, 395, because with 15, 14, 13 seconds, these 2 players have a chance to go line up in their positions. Okay, they got time to make this a 5 wide receiver set out of that audible. Pretty good play calling today.
All right, Mr. Nolan, I got something for the defensive side of the ball. This is some defense that I drew up. I didn't get this off of anybody else. I didn't steal this from any defensive coordinator. This is my scheme of how to run an outside linebacker blitz from either side and run a stunt from the opposite side that the outside linebacker is blitzing from to put optimal pressure on the quarterback. But you got to get there. You can't go up there, get back in the backfield and miss the quarterback. It's designed to get to the quarterback, and when the blitzer gets there, tackle him, put him on his backside, and drop him. Because timing is critical on this, what I thought up on this kind of scheme where I'm stunting on one side, but I'm blitzing on the other side. And then there's a drop back that the middle linebacker has to do because I expect this quarterback to be on his butt within 4 seconds. I think you're the kind of coach that should be able to figure this out, Mr. Nolan, since I know that you coach 3-4 and 4-3, so you should be able to figure this out. I expect the Dallas Cowboys to win this game 31-28 at CenturyLink Field this Sunday.